Hi, how's it going? How are you doing? Good to hear. Good. What about you? Yeah, I'm alright, I'm not too bad. Same as I always am, really, I suppose. Just alright, huh? Nearly got myself. Problem with these blades is the blade goes all the way down to the bottom. There's no bit at the bottom where you can rest your thumb on when you're carving. Am I bleeding? None. Just a little graze, as it were. That's pretty shit. I need to redo that. Let's give this a go. Oh, cutting all the heartwood off. I thought it was going to be more interesting than that. Never mind. On my carving, I'm just carving a little scoop. I finished this one earlier on that I was making. This big spoon that I was doing earlier on. Beautiful grain in it. I did give it a bit of a hit with the blowtorch. How long does it take you to learn that skill? A few years, I can tell you. I started carving like spoons and walking sticks when I was about 16, so about 23 years. I've been doing spoons and walking sticks. I started doing like wood spirits and stuff about a year ago, so I'm not brilliant at them, but I'm getting there. Doing things like that, the old wood spirit. But I'm learning. Oh, well, that's what this was meant to be. I was going to start carving the wood spirit, and I thought, no, I'm going to carve myself a little scoop. Normally, I carve. These are like my standard spoons that I carve with the spiral handle on them, the twisted handle. That's so cool. Thank you very much. But yeah, I normally do things like that. Carve cooksers, you know, the wooden drinking cups. What do I use to seal the wood? If it's like a walking stick or something like that, I'd use boiled linseed oil. And if it's a spoon, I use mineral oil or chopping board, cutting board oil, that stuff that they use on chopping boards. It doesn't smell, it hasn't got a taste to it or anything like that. It's really good. But I made a little cookser, a wooden drinking cup. That is an awesome design. Thank you very much. That wood spirit is awesome. Ancestral. Cheers, bud. I've carved a few of them. I carved a walking stick with one with a facing and his beard goes. I'll show you in a second. His beard goes around it. There you go. There's another one there, and another one down there. There are wood spirits, and I've got the I made a wizard staff, walking stick, whatever you want to call it, and it's got a wizard's face. Beautiful. I love stuff like that. Thank you very much. That is appreciated. Hey bud, how's it going? Yeah, not too bad. How are you? And yeah, his beard goes round the walking stick like that. Goes all the way down to the bottom. I did this one a couple of years, about a year and a half ago, something like that. Good, thanks, bud. Sweet. But yeah, so wood spirit on a walking stick, or wizard stick, whatever you want to call it. Oh, that box has fallen over. And then I did this one recently, which is a walking stick with a barley twist going down the stick, which is pretty cool. Finished that spoon from last week? Yes, I actually have. Yeah, I've been ill for the last 2 or 3 days. I can't remember. I've been in bed, so I didn't really do anything with it. But yeah, there he is. I need to get a decent light in it, don't I? But there's the back of the spoon. It's all done and dusted, all finished, ready to go. Me too. I had horrible flu. Oh, savage. Luckily enough, I didn't have flu. It was just a bit rough. But now I'm making a little scoop to put in my sugar box when I go camping in the summer. I'm going to I've got a little pot that I put my sugar in, and I want to do a little scoop. I made myself an oak teaspoon, but that's in my bag, which is just good enough really, but I fancied making something else to go in there. Seen a lot of people making scoops online, so I've been inspired. Love the grain on it. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? I'll give it a quick blast with the blowtorch to bring out the grain as well. It's heartwood out of an ash tree, that is. I made some ebonising fluid yesterday or the day before, and ebonising fluid was created in the early 19th century, late 19th century, I can't remember exact date, and they created it to make oak look like ebony. And what you do is you put vinegar in with wire wool, and the wire wool dissolves and it makes a solution called an ebonising solution. Now this is a piece of oak that I've dipped into it, and can you see that's the normal oak, and that's where the ebonising solution is here. It ran down the back, so it made the back go black. But child always looks great. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Used it before. Oh, what ebonising fluid? Yeah, it's decent, man. It puts a really nice colour on the wood. Don't really work too well on ash, but there's vicious bugs going around at the moment. I hope everyone's feeling well. Yeah, I haven't had any bugs or anything. I've got heart failure, so I have days where I can't even get out of bed, and those were a few of the days I couldn't get out of bed. But it's normally when the weather dips down, I get a bit breathy and a bit ill, and my heart decides to be a bit of an arse. But other than that, I'm feeling alright now. Ever thought of doing door handles? No, I haven't actually. That's not a bad shout. My mate's my mate was cleaning out his garage, and he's got a big lathe and a small lathe, and he said, "Oh, I want the small lathe." So I've got to clean out my shed, and I'm gonna have a lathe in there, so I'll be able to knock up door handles pretty well. I've got a French draw knife, which is a U-shaped draw knife with round handles on it. I need to make some handles for that actually, which would be cool once I've done that. I was going to carve them by hand, but it's a right palaver. I could probably do it. They just take a lot of sand in. I see my mate, the neighbour has similar issues. Yeah, it's harsh. My mate does them. Cars, birds and other things. Well, oh, that's cool. That's cool. I've never actually carved any animals. I might have to give it a go actually. I don't know why I've got my headphone in my ears. It's making me sound like I'm underwater. I might have to give it a go. Carving some animals. Carve a couple of owls or something. Owls are pretty easy to do apparently. on the door carving. See, they look great. Yeah, I bet they look wicked, man. That's a really good idea as well. You don't see that a lot, do you? Animals carved into door, like wooden door handles. How long have you been carving wood? It looks like years of practice. I've been like carving spoons and walking sticks and stuff since I was about 16, and I've been doing the faces for probably about a year and a half, I think now, something like that. It's hard to put a time on it on the faces. But when I was 16, well, when I was a little kid, about 9 years old, there was a program on called The Bush Man with Les Hiddins, and he was an army general, Australian general in the army, and he used to go around finding out what you could eat in Australia and all the wild foods and stuff, and he used to camp out. And I started getting into that, and I really enjoyed it. And then I started watching old Ray Mears, and like I saw an episode where he made himself an axe handle, and I thought to myself, oh, I'd never be able to do something like that. And I thought, sod it, so I'll give it a go one day. And I started like making, when I was about 16, I started really getting into it, and I started making like walking sticks and stuff for like beating when we used to go pheasant shooting, and all manner of different things, you know. I'd only make things that you could use, you know, nothing arty. And yeah, I sort of got into it from there, and I've been at it ever since. Some super wheat pattern or of a bird handler. It's a great countryside vibe. Yeah, I bet it does actually. Definitely. Harry Mears is the real Bear Grylls. Yeah, Bear Grylls is an idiot, isn't he? To be fair. Don't listen to Bear Grylls if you want survival advice. The bloke drank his own wee, for Christ's sake. That's a massive no-no, especially when you're in the desert. Urine's full of urea. It's poisonous. It's not a great idea. It'll dehydrate you quicker than it rehydrates you. Some of the things he does, you just wouldn't do. You don't take risks in a survival situation. If you injure yourself, you're done. You know. I see on one of them, there's a big crevasse or whatever, not crevasse, like a big gully or whatever they're called, canyon. That's it, a canyon in front of him, and he jumps from the canyon onto a spruce tree and slides down it. And it's like you just wouldn't. You'd find another way down. You wouldn't do that, you know. I just think he's a bit of an idiot, really. Hello. To be fair, my mate lives in the woods. If you see his house, looks like a wizard's house. I bet that's cool, man. I'd love to live in the woods. Nice and peaceful, isn't it? My mate owns a forest, and go up there quite a bit. I'm going up the woods either tomorrow or Friday, and I might go live when I'm up there. Problem is, I always lose signal as I'm walking around the forest, but I'll see what happens. It'll be in the morning anyway. So if this was a big spoon, I'd be doing all this with an axe. Because it's so small, I can do it with a knife, which means I'll probably make quite quick work of this. Oh yeah, definitely. To be fair, he's lucky. He's got two. One in the South Downs National Park, and one in the Mendip National Park in Somerset, next to Cheddar Gorge, which is really nice. But it's not just a forest. He's got an old woodsman's cottage with a well inside it, and it's got a 3-acre paddock field out the front of the cottage, and then it's got like a little oak bit at the back of the cottage, and then across the track there's a couple of acres of pine forest. It's quite nice. Love how you keep the always are. Cheers, man. Cheers, bud. Yeah, I do like doing the old stuff. Old ways are better sometimes. When I was a little kid, my granddad used to take me to this working museum, like a living museum, and they do all the old tree cutting with axes and charcoal burning and all that sort of stuff. I used to love it. When I was a little kid, our greengrocers was on a farm, so you'd walk down the old country lane, and you get to this big barn, and you go inside, and it's a big fruit and veg shop, and it was quality. But on the walls, they had all the old all the old tack that you put on horses, and scythes and axes and bill hooks and all these sort of, all the old tools on the walls. And I used to love looking at them when I was little. I was a weird kid. I was more interested in stuff like that when I was little than what a normal kid should be interested in. But my granddad, he was an old woodsman, and we used to go out in the woods every weekend. That's what we used to do for fun. And we go and spend time in the forest, play games in the forest, the way it should be, really. I grew up on a farm, so it was a great childhood. Anyways, I'm off to be back later. Another day. Stay away, bud. Yeah, you too, man. Enjoy yourself. Have a good one, bud. Starting to look like a spoon now. Roll on summer, that's what I say. When I'm sitting there carving like this in the summer, all the little finches end up in my kitchen. They'll come through the door, which I think is pretty cool. I sit there and I'm like, oh, hello. And then they panic and fly away. Oops, took a little bit too much off of that. That's why we make it extra thick. nice. It's nice. It's nice. I feel very peaceful. Yeah, too right, man. Too right. It is. Yeah. So it is quite satisfying. Should really get my little microphone out and stick it on the end of here. Starting to look like a little spoon now. Starting to anyway. It's good in there. Hi friend. Long time. How's it going? Taking shape. Yeah, it is. It's slowly getting there. Peel that bit of heartwood off, which is a shame really, because that always makes for nice grain and patterning on the spoon. Put a stop cut there so don't go too far. Taking shape. Oh yes, oh yes. I have to run some errands, but I'll be back. This is my cup of tea. Take care. Heart, brother. Yeah, enjoy yourself, mate. Have a good one. Look after yourself and all that. And I'm normally on sort of either mornings or afternoons. I should be on tomorrow or Friday. I'll be out in the woods though, so it might be a bit more interesting. I need to get some birch bark. Nearly run out. Sweet, I'll look out for you. Have a good day. You too, bud. You too. Right, I'm just going to jump off quick. I'll be back on in a minute.